Hi everyone, it's Rena and welcome to my channel. If you're wondering why I look a little glitchy or a bit more stiff than usual, if you watched my previous video, I was testing out software called Wakaru, and today I am putting it to the ultimate test by killing two birds with one stone. I'm going to teach you a hair tutorial for wavy hair while using that same software. So we're going to see how this software functions as I actually do tutorial. And then you guys can leave a comment to me whether you like my original editing style of using VC face, where my character I usually use a leap motion detector if I want to use hand gestures, or if you think that this wakaru software is a bit more accurate. To me personally, I will leave my opinions at the end of this session, and let's get on with this hair tutorial. I kind of want to see if I can make this with like a procedural hair group. So I'm going to test this theory out with a procedural hair group. This is more of a trial and error than a real actual tutorial. So bear with me. I'm doing a procedural hair group because I want to work with the back of the head. Since I want this one to be more of the longer one, I'm going to make this a little bit longer just so I have a bit more points to work with. And then I'm going to pull these points down to create like a wavy, almost like an S shape, but a long S shape of hair, just so that way I have a structure to work with when I'm using the procedural hair group. So you're going to do that both on the back and on the sides. Bring this in. I totally forgot that I was using a different software, so when I looked over and I was like, oh, it's kind of looks weird. Kind of threw me off. So now that we have the full length of the hair, we are going to rotate this procedural hair group to the back of the head because that is where I want this section of hair to be placed. So you're going to scroll down. By the way, I am using the old Vroid. I don't know, I find it so much easier to work with the old Vroid for hair textures. I guess mainly because I can actually see, I'll show you in a bit, what the hair structure is going to look like when you draw your hair. Okay, so we're going to go scroll down and we're going to go to positions and we're going to slide it to the back of the head. Great, it's looking great. She has a high ponytail. That's kind of what it looks like right now. You could actually just leave it at that if you were just looking for a high ponytail. Just have the hair gathering and then just kind of tuck it in a specific way. And then maybe just do different layers. It would kind of give you that. But that's not what I'm going for. So I'm just going to add in like maybe 8 hairs. We're going to turn the interval so we're going to have a bit more spaced. And I'm going to just change the position just a bit so it's not clipping through the sweater. I chose a sweater because I am also going to try an interesting outfit later on. So I just want to see how that's going to look. Bro, I can't do it. Okay, I'm just going to type in. Let's try 118. Oops. Yeah. Let's try that there, because then that should be enough on both sides. I want to work with each individual one. So for this, I'm going to be playing, because I want it to be like a wavy kind of hairstyle, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to try doing the twist interval like so. We're going to bring it down because I want this part here not to stick out, so we're going to do this. So you're going to pull this higher value so that kind of flattens the top part a bit and puts more of the twisting at the bottom. I want the hair to kind of have a bit more volume.
Are you okay?
Okay, so that is like that. Let's see if I bring it up a bit. Okay, so that kind of gives you a slight wave. And basically I'm going to just repeat that process with the other hairs in this bunch, and I'll come back to you on that. I'll probably just do like a little speed montage or something. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, speed through this, hopefully. Wish me luck. Okay, so we have layer number 1 completed, and then basically we're gonna do that again. Before I do that, I'm just gonna fix the top part here. Okay, so we have that, and then basically we're gonna do that again, but we're just gonna play around with placements. I would like to have, I'm gonna also add bangs in the front, so I'm gonna do another procedural hair group kind of going off to the side here. So we're gonna once again add in the height to I don't want too many ones to work with, so let's go with 5. That seems like a good number, right? Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, so we're going to go out to the side here. We're going to bring you out here. This is all these ones here. And then this is literally just specifically just for the side part here. So like I said, this is more like a trial and error. I was trying to figure out how many points of hair I wanted to work with, so I just used about 4 hairs, and then I was trying to figure out how I wanted it to look, so I thought about having it overlaced with the original procedural hair group, and just trying to see if that worked. Yeah. Like I said, it's not like a full tutorial. Give me a second. Bring them a little closer together just by a bit. I don't even know if I did or not. Anyways, we're gonna click on the hairs and we're gonna do that same thing. So changing the structural component and the twisting and the thing. See, you can do this one in the new version and have no problem if you're just using procedural hair group. It's when you're using the freehand group, that's when using the old one I find is definitely worthwhile using. But like right now, it wouldn't matter if I was doing this one in the old one or the new one, because you're not gonna really see too much of a difference. So now she has layers of hair, more volume, and then I'm just gonna fix the bottom part here so it's not like super tucked in, because that doesn't work. So we got one side. Basically, we're gonna do that same process on the other side. Don't worry about this clipping. Her arm's not always gonna be in T-pose position, so yeah, that's fine. So a third procedural hair group. The only reason why I'm doing it in like sections is also adding like volume to it. So like with this one, for instance, if I really wanted to, I could add in hair back here, and then that gives us a bit more volume to work with, right? And then you have another second layer. So let's say I was going to add more hair. Jeez. I forget that if you do that, and you can learn from my mistake, that it changes everything. So be sure what you want to do. Be sure that you have an idea behind your madness, a method behind your madness. Okay, so we're just gonna do like maybe 6 hairs and position you slightly more. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna keep it like this. Sorry. And then I'm gonna do the thing. So sorry. You're gonna watch this again. You son on a beach. You would do that. Be careful when you're moving these dots, because you can end up doing what I just did and creating more dots. Which is great sometimes, but in this situation, no. No, it is not. At least this time you moved. Okay, so we have that side, and then there's more volume on one side of her head, and then let's do the same thing on this side. So we're going to create a third procedural hair group. We did what, 5, a height of 5. Yep. And then we're going to position you on this side. We are going to do about, let's try 6 hairs, I guess. Okay, so we have like a wavy kind of curl hair texture going on here. So that is the back. So now I want to create my bangs and add a little like extra hair pieces. So this is probably where I'm going to switch to freehand group. I'm going to make this a lot shorter, so height of my procedural hair grid is going to be like very short. Yeah, that seems about fine. Even shorter probably is okay, but it doesn't really make a difference at this point. So I'm gonna move these parts. So for the bangs, I'm not going to curl this part. So I'm gonna make them going like a swooping side part bang type thing. If that made any sense. So when you click on the draw mode in the old beta version, you get this little icon up here where you can see what the hair structure is going to look like. So then when you come down here, you could kind of see how it's going to be manipulated. And that's why I prefer the old beta over the new one, because I don't really understand why they took that out. That to me makes no sense. Something that gives you a structural feedback, and to take that out makes absolutely no sense to me. But here we are. Okay, so I don't want it to be too thick. The thickness is just like the volume of the hair, the mass of the hair, and then like the width is obviously like you can see that change, that structural change. So we're not going to be twisting this because I want this to be straight. So she's going to have kind of like a straight bang. So I'm going to kind of give you an idea of what I'm looking to do. So I'm going to do the first piece like a thinner one. And then I'm going to change the sizing just a tiny bit. I'm just going to make it a bit thicker so I don't have to do as many hairs. So question for you guys, do you guys prefer to use the old beta version when you're creating your characters, or do you use strictly just the new one? Or do you go back and forth kind of like what I do? I have no problem with creating a good portion of my character in the old one and then just transferring it, converting it to the new one, because I find that a lot easier to do if you just convert it. It doesn't take long. It's not like I have to do much to it. So, by all means, I usually just do that. Okay, so now we have that one side here, and then I'm going to do some hairs on this side going down. Okay, we're gonna add in a freehand group for just to add in some hairs here, just going down the chest, probably like maybe 3 or 4 on each side. So it's gonna be probably closer to the length of that second layer. So let's change the height of the mesh to about a 5 again. Okay, so the rest of this hair was really just me doing trial and error, trying to figure out how I wanted it to actually lay and look like. So basically I was just trying to move the points so I can have a few strands of hair that comes over the sweater in the front, just to kind of frame her face better. I knew I wanted some pieces to kind of have like a wave or a curl to it, so I just wanted to see what different shapes would look best with her hair in this form. After creating this, I do realize there's some things that I would change if I haven't done that already. I plan on putting this on my booth and making those changes before I put them there. It's okay. I think it's also what's hard for me to envision if I really like it, because I don't have it set to an actual color or hair texture that I really enjoy. So let's change up the hair color. Do the whole thing. Come back to you with a new texture. And then I'll tell you how I feel about this hairstyle. And then for the bangs and stuff, to make it more realistic, like how the rest of the hair has like nice volume, you need to do the same thing with the bangs. So you can't just have it just being this one layer being very flat. It would just look kind of weird. So like how we have this one area here, you kind of need to do another layer of bangs. So I will come back to you with the finished product. So basically you would repeat that same step of creating your own bangs, just new layer with freehand group. And if you want, you can add in another piece of like the hair here just to kind of go over the shoulder, and with a bit more length to it, because we didn't really use the full length of this last one. So play around with it, see what you get, and I'll be back with the final result. Alright, so this is pretty much the final result of the hair. I think the only thing I would probably change is maybe make this a little bit closer to the length of this one. I didn't do the bone works, but I'll do that before if I do put this on booth. Let me know what you think about the hair style itself, as well as the color scheme. I tried to go for like an interesting ombre kind of look, and yeah, so that was me testing out wakaru. You can tell me how I'll also probably see it when I'm editing. I'm going to see it when I'm editing but how glitchy, or how, because I'm noticing it being very glitchy. I don't know if it has to do with the glasses, because I do wear glasses. It's supposed to have a glasses correction, but I still find that BC face probably does it a little better than wakaru. And like I said before, if you were to use wakaru for like any Steam games, like if you do gaming videos, well, you're done there. Like you can't really use wakaru for gaming purposes because it's already using Steam. So that kind of defeats the purpose of that. So I still personally think that I would continue using BC Phase over Wakaru. But if you guys use Wakaru and you find it works just fantastic for you, please let me know in the comments below, or let me know some tips and tricks that would probably make this process a little bit better for other users. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.